Hi everyone, welcome to my May reading wrap-up. I hope you had a wonderful May. I know I had a really good reading month and I'm so excited to share about it with you. I read 6 books in total and some of them were part of 2 separate series, which I'll definitely explain later on, and I'm thrilled because it does mean I'm moving along in my priority series tracker, if you remember that from last time, which I'll share later on too. But first and foremost, of course, I have my cover page set up for May, and this month I chose to do a bit of an abstract design of tulips. I made it definitely a little bit easier on myself, making it more simple, and I chose to do different colors, part of it, and this is with my zebra Mildliners and my Papermate felt tip pens. This simple design is definitely reflective of where I live right now, where spring is turning into summer and the flowers are blooming. I love it so much. And I'm glad I can bring it here, a little piece of it, into my reading journal. The first book I finished in May was The Hunger Games, which if you haven't read it by now, don't worry. I still won't majorly spoil anything for you, but this was from when I was back in middle school. I think that was when I read it for the first time, and I'm doing a reread in preparation for more recent releases in this world by Suzanne Collins, the author. These are also really amazing movie adaptations if you've gotten a chance to watch it. I rewatch them almost yearly because I love emotional devastation, clearly. But to sum it up for you, The Hunger Games is a young adult dystopian trilogy. In these books, the fictional nation of Panem forces 12 districts to participate in an annual televised competition called the Hunger Games. Young tributes from each district are forced to fight to the death in a deadly arena. The main protagonist, Katniss Everdeen, volunteers to take someone's place in the 74th Hunger Games, and she and Peeta Mellark, her fellow tribute, must navigate the arena and survive against other tributes. The Hunger Games and the following books in the series, Catching Fire as well as Mockingjay, are exceptional books. They explore complex themes including social inequality, oppression, the destructive nature of unchecked power, while also highlighting human capacity for resilience and rebellion. And they do this all in a young adult perspective, which is so amazing. It also acts as commentary on real world issues like child labor, child abuse, war, the consequences of societal structures that prioritize the few over the many. And if you were part of this dystopian era like me, you know that this was a major political theme back then and also somehow now. Without giving too much away to you, which I don't know why I'm doing that because these have been out for over 15 years now, but the book does expand beyond the arena in the first book to the outside world, to rebellion, to wanting a better place to live and peace. However, I still consider these books fairly tragic because no matter what happened, there were still lives lost and lives changed from everything that went on in the series, but truly is emotional devastation in the best way possible. Full of characters that will change your life, and that's why I'm so excited to read more in the series, in the books that are coming out, in the prequels, I should say. But these were 5 stars across the board. We'll see about the next ones. On a much lighter note, and to help me break up all of the more serious books I've been reading, I read The Cheat Sheet next. This is the first book in a series of standalone romances that follow different couples in each book. This follows the original couple in their story of how they got together, but funnily enough, I read the second book first, so I already knew what their story looked like a little bit. And it was still well worth the read because it follows a very cute couple. Bree, who is a passionate dance instructor, and Nathan, who is a star NFL quarterback, are best friends but secretly harbor feelings for each other. Their seemingly perfect friendship is thrown out the window because they get involved in a scandal and have to fake date. And of course, as they have to show that they're closer than ever, lines blur in the best way possible. It was just a matter of time before one of them made the first move, because clearly these two were meant for each other, and it was just a very charming story of friends to lovers. This ended up being a strong 3.5 stars for me. And I can't wait to see what else this author has in store. Next up, I read Spark of the Everflame by Pentel, which is the first book in the Kindred's Curse saga, which is an epic romantasy series. These books were actually originally self-published and recently got picked up by a traditional publisher, which is so amazing for the author. And this story follows Diem Bellator, who is a mortal woman in search for her missing mother, and in this search uncovers secrets about her own past. Diem is thrust in a world of magic and upheaval where magical beings called the Descended rule, as they originate from gods. She becomes entangled in power struggles, forbidden love, and the complexities of a royal court and realm on the brink of civil war. Diem's journey is about discovering truths about who she is, past and present, and finding her place in a world full of conflict. This series so far features rich world building, a strong yet flawed protagonist, and a slow burn pace that allows for an immersive exploration of the world, which I sincerely appreciate. I rated this first book 5 stars because I found it incredible. Glow of the Everflame is the second book in the series, picking up directly after the dramatic events of the first. It definitely delves deeper into the intricacies of the court politics, intrigue, and royalty, and Diem continues to navigate the complex world of the descended elite, facing political drama, good and bad magic, romance, and the looming threat of war. I found it so interesting as Diem was trying to find alliances where there were only enemies. She also grapples with reconciling her old life with her new self after discovering more mysteries about herself, and while it maintains a slower pace, the consistent action does keep the plot moving. This book distinguishes itself by showcasing how other characters' lives and perspectives go on to significantly impact the protagonist, making it a very complex read. And elements like prologues, epilogues, and poetry are used to encourage the reader to think beyond the written page. I loved Pentel's writing because she really captivated me by combining adventure, romance, and a quest for a better life. I will say, while the main characters are strong like Diem and Prince Luther, the series is more plot-driven with the supporting characters who I expect to develop further along in the series, and I rated it 4.5 stars. And Glow was my final book of May. And now I'm going to go ahead and fill in my little library here to help me keep track of the books and series I've read so far this year. And if I'm counting correctly, that is 28 books, which is ahead of pace for me because my goal for this year is to read 50 books and it's not even halfway yet. All in all, really happy and proud of myself to get that breathing room that I'll definitely need later on. And next up on Book Bingo, I do have to fill in movie, TV adapted book because of the Hunger Games, which I will also fill out here in the priority series tracker along with the Kindred's Curse, Spark of the Everflame series. And lastly, we have my favorite book of the month, Spark of the Everflame. It really blew me away as a fantasy. Check it out if you get a chance. And there you have it. That's my May reading wrap up for you. I had a really great time reading this month and sharing all of what I read with you. I hope you got some good recommendations out of this video. If you enjoyed this video and want more of this, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment down below if you have a recommendation for me to read in the upcoming months, or if you've enjoyed something that I've read so far. I would love to hear your thoughts. I really appreciate you being here with me, and until next time.